Hello, I'm here to talk about our article, The Co-Parenting Across Family Structures, or CoPAFS Scale, Replication for Mandarin Parents. This is an article I wrote with my partners, Xiying Wang, Jonathan Alschech, Tianmei Xu, and Michael Saini. We begin with the most important premise. Co-parenting is a superpower. It's the degree of alliance between parents, the sense of being a team, the amount and types of conflict, and their participation of each parent's involvement in child rearing. We know that stronger co-parenting leads to better parenting and better parent-child relationships, more paternal involvement, and positive child development. It sets the tone for positive family outcome and resilient responses during difficult times. It has proved to be important in married families, in separated families, and living together families. The structure is less important than whether parents do create a sense of teamness. Co-parenting across family structures has been validated in 2 studies in English with US and Canadian parents. It's been translated into 8 languages. It has 5 subscales: trust, respect, communication, valuing the other parent, and animosity. In China, they're just beginning to establish an evidence base for co-parenting. Yet families are changing, and they're looking more like North American families. There's been an increase in separation, in dual income, no kid families, and they're more open about LGBTQ issues. But women still do more of the family labor, and they talk about co-parenting as being conflict, cooperation, and red face and white face, which is a saying that translates to one strict parent and one parent less so. Often it's the father who is considered the authority figure, but in some studies, it is the mother. In our study, we gave our 27-item scale to 729 participants in Mandarin and 348 in English. The scale proved to be reliable and valid in many respects in Mandarin, but there were differences between the 2 samples, and there were some ways in which the scale still needs more work. Trust, animosity, and communication were internally reliable, but respect and valuing the other parent was less so. The scale proved valid across age, gender, and economic class in the Chinese population, but not so much in education. There were differences between high school and university parents, with university being parents who completed some or all university education. Trust was most similar across cultures, and communication was least similar. In fact, it was not endorsed as important. It was insignificant in the Mandarin sample. It was also found to be less valid in Mark Feinberg's research, and that suggests that there may be something about communication that's different in the 2 cultures. Valuing the other parent also proved to be a variable that was not such a good fit for our model. Our next steps are to look at, is it an inadequate culture adaptation in our scale in the places where it didn't prove strong enough? Or are they true cultural differences, perhaps based on complementary roles versus more synchronous roles? Maybe they're given different weight in our English-speaking and Chinese-speaking populations. One thing we can tell with more research is whether this is an issue in our Chinese population, or what differences do we see across languages. We know that CoPAFS is a useful clinical tool. Many people around the world, many clinicians, are using it to tell couples, have them fill out quickly the scale and see them and help them understand where they're similar or different in what they value about their alliance. They look at the differences as a starting place for therapeutic work. We've also found and begun writing about, if trust and respect are not validated, can an intervention to reduce conflict hold? Join us in our research. We're looking forward to learning a lot more about this.